it's not rocket science. You can see all these things that really do exist. The crazy shit that Alex Jones harped on about before he went super political with the Bilderberg Group and all of that shit is real stuff. They are just capitalists. They're not lizard forming like alien beasts. They're normal.
I also think that Alex Jones, he's a primary example of this. When Alex Jones first started out his career, he just had a general kind of anti-establishment flair to his politics. I remember his wife was on David Pakman, because, you know, his wife and him were going through like a divorce, and she went to spill the tea on David Pakman about like all the stuff that was going down. And David Pakman basically asked her, is Alex Jones a cynical person? Does he actually believe the things that he says? And she was like, well, actually, when Alex started out his career, he was just generally anti-establishment, and then he progressively got more and more far right. And she said things like when they were going to Mexico on holiday, they would be at the border and he would get out of the car to scream at the border guards in his general and Alex Jones fashion. And that how it confused her that in 2016... I'm sorry,
but that deserves some attention on its own, let's just say.
She said that it confused her in 2016 when he was saying support cops no matter what. Because that was never his principle.
That's such an anti-establishment message.
Yeah,
you know?
he was always he flipped from being kind of generally anti-establishment to absorbing far-right galaxy brain takes about the world because of a lack of the fact that those anti-establishment feelings were steered by right-wing talk radio and also his own reactionary tendencies that were exacerbated by, you know, the world of the Bush era, the fact that some of the valid shit he was going on about, Bilderberg, all kinds of different things, liberals would just laugh at him and tell him he was full of shit. And liberals were the ones who were the least receptive to analyzing power, which is ridiculous.
Like a two-way radicalization then.
And let's not forget, like, Alex Jones's beginnings is like, he wasn't just a crazy guy that was rambling on about shit. Like, he has credibility.
He was actually Bill Hicks.
Oh man, I really wish that was the case. But no,
it would be great if that was really what it was, but it's not.
And just to kind of round out that point, like honestly, imagine if and I'm not saying this is likely, we don't live in Universe A, unfortunately, but imagine if the anger of somebody like Alex Jones was actually directed towards the system. Imagine if Alex Jones was there raging at Capitol saying, you will never defeat the human spirit. You will never imagine that shit. Like,
you'll never defeat the proletariat.
Yeah.
Imagine if that anger actually got directed towards a raid on Area 51 and
and the White House and the governor's mansion in every single state and the facility where Jeffrey Epstein was being held so we can get the footage, which was accidentally deleted. Yeah, bullshit.
Like, everyone should stop seeing Joe Rogan as someone with, like, a fucking manifesto and an agenda and just see him as a reading on the average person. Yep. And that's what I love about it when he's been I don't know how much you tune into Joe Rogan. I tune into him probably
on an alright basis. Like, I watched the one with what's his face, the Iron Man guy, Robert Downey Jr.
Sorry. So the Joe Rogan episode I watched, like, just dipped into and like skipped along just to see what they were talking about. It was with Brian Redban. I don't know if you know him.
I haven't watched that. I don't know who that is, to be honest.
He used to produce the Joe Rogan show in the very beginning with Joe, basically, and he's another comedian in LA, blah, 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 blah. But they were talking about Jeffrey Epstein, and, like, even the way that those guys are talking about Jeffrey Epstein is, like, really encouraging to hear, because it means that people aren't buying bullshit, and most people, as we said in our first episode, don't fucking, like, agree with the news anymore. Like, people agree with the quote-unquote conspiracy theory that he fucking died, because they were, like,
it's
talking about his autopsy.
It's a conspiracy theory that he committed suicide. That's the conspiracy theory.
Yeah, exactly. But they're going through his autopsy and, like, just, like, look at and the way they're talking about it is literally like, yeah, I've heard, I could hear someone in the pub talking about it in this exact way. I don't need to go on YouTube and hear Joe Rogan to hear this. I could literally be in the pub and overhear it from fucking Brian or whatever. Like, it's what people are talking about. So it's a good reading of, like, the general census of, like, most general topics. And if you can then think about how you can frame the way you're trying to win people over in an argument with the way that their temperature is reading about a certain topic, it's going to help you a lot more than if you go in thinking this person's a reactionary fuck and that they're some evil, sinning person from the views they've had or the people that they've associated with.